Hi all, this is Emma from Plan, Inspire, Create, and today I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to set up my Kanban board for the next 90 days. So I previously did a video where I trialled using a Kanban board for 1 month and it was a big success, and I've carried on using it since. But having used it for a little while now, I want to make some changes to how I use it, and I want to show you how I'm going to set it up for the next 90 days. And that is going to tie in with the goals that I've set for the next 90 days using my Just 90 planner, which I have been showing how I've been using it in the most recent videos. If you've never seen or used a Kanban board before, a Kanban board is a visual project management tool that sees things moving from left to right or from top to bottom, depending on how you do it, but traditionally from left to right. And it has a series of columns. So the biggest column on the left is your to-dos. All the tasks you've got to get done in a period of time, broken down into real individual actions. Then you have a little baby column in the middle, which is your in progress. And the idea of keeping it small is to acknowledge that you can't fit too many things in there at one time. You can't do too many things at once. So you should only be moving a small number of things over at a time into your in progress. And then when they're done, they get moved to the done pile, which is on the far right. Now, people use a Kanban board in different ways. I have a video where I've previously used it in my planner, and I'll link that down below. People have a big board up on their wall, which is what I've got at the moment, so I'll be showing you that today. And some people do it digitally using programs such as Notion or Trello or Asana, programs like that. There are a whole bunch of them out there, to be honest, at this point, but those are, I'd say, the three main ones I've heard of that seem to be quite common, and I've used Trello and Notion personally. But for me, I like the tangible nature of being able to have all my post-its up there and move them across. So I'll show you how I have been using it so far. So this is my Kanban board as it is now, and it doesn't show you a lot at this point because I've just got to the end of a whole 90-day sprint of projects and I'm ready to set up for the new one. So I'd removed all the post-it notes except for this one, which I'm not even going to do, so that can be removed. And then I just scribbled a note for myself on the board, which I've now put elsewhere, so I don't need that. But I will insert a picture of how it looked when I had projects set up right at the beginning. So I also did a video creating these little magnetic task cards, and these have worked okay. So these are tasks that I do every month. So the brown is my Patreon, the pink is my blog and podcast on autism, and the blue is my YouTube videos. And I put them all back here at the start of the month. Then when they're in progress, they start to be moved into the in progress section, and then when they're done, they go over here. I'd created this like metallic vinyl headings at the top and just, yeah, separated it into columns. I think I could probably do with a bigger board long term, but we will make do as we are at the moment. So this worked reasonably well with the tasks, but the problem is I tend to like batch a whole bunch of like tasks together. So I might film a few videos in one go, so then it looks like I have all my videos in progress, which I technically do, but I only have specific types of tasks in progress. I don't have, you know, the entire video. And so there's still a lot that's not being done that kind of isn't represented over here because everything ends up bunched in the middle. And then ordinarily, like I showed before the previous footage, I would also have like project post-its on here. So what I plan to do this time is to do the same with the projects. However, I plan to also create stacks of post-its for these individual tasks. So I really break it down into the types of tasks that are completed, so it's more representative of the amount of work that needs to get done. So I have post-its here. I have more yellows than pinks. Oh no, what are they? They're some sort of green. yellow and pink. They don't look that different. I don't know if I'm going to colour code or what I'm going to do because I haven't got many of these. I might need to get some more. But what I am going to do is I have my work planner here, which I kind of am in the process of changing. But I've started, I don't know if it's, oh yeah, you can see it's in pencil. I've started blocking out for the next 3 months where I'm going to have content for kind of December, February, March. So I'm going to use that for kind of my work tasks that are repetitive as a basis for writing out post-its. And I'm also got my Just 90 planner, and I've got all the tasks I need to complete under the different projects in here. Where are my project pages? Here. I've got all my tasks written out. So I'm going to use the combination of those and break things down and come up with a big series of post-its that can go up on the board. Now I need to define a date these will go to, and I think I'm probably gonna, at this point, set it up for the end of the 90-day period that I'm working on, which will be the, let's have a look, the 12th of March. Why is that a Saturday? Oh, because it's 90 days, it's not weeks, is it? So I'm just going to put that in, that's the end of my 90 days. And I'm going to pop up on the board that it's the 13th of December to the 12th of March. And then I am going to start writing out my post-its, and then I will show you when I am done. Okay, so this is what I am left with. The way I decided to do it was to use the pink for the projects related to my home goals, the green for projects related to my business goal, and then the yellow is planning to create content that needs to be produced. So all these here are related to YouTube videos, and then these other yellow ones are different types of Patreon content. And then I've got the 2 projects for each of my goals. So I've kind of done them in little stacks, and I am gonna now see how I can spread them out on the board. Now I know that moving forward there are going to be additional tasks that I add to this. For example, I haven't got newsletters on here, I haven't got kind of behind the scenes updates for patrons. There's different kind of things that I do, social media planning, stuff like that. But I'm thinking that all of that and how that works is going to come out of my restructuring project. So for now, I'm going to stick with my standard content and with my projects. So let's go over to the board and I'll start sticking them all up. Okay, so this is what I ended up with, and I'll show you how I've broken it down. So I've left them in their little stacks, and what I've done with the stacks is you can see that I've put an identifier on there in pencil. So these are my video numbers, and the idea is that I will then be able to reuse these post-its for recurring tasks. I'll just rub out the number and write the new video numbers on them for the next 90 days. So this first 2 rows is all videos, and within it we have film, edit, do the descriptions and tags and things, and then prepare social media posts. So I am planning on putting a little list up at the side here with which videos these little numbers correspond to, so that I've just got a shorthand for those, but that's also how I save the files and everything on my laptop. Then the next 3 rows are Patreon, and I've split it into January, February and March, and so I've put P1, so that would mean Patreon month 1, and again I would reuse all these post-its for as long as they will keep sticking to the board so that I can limit wastage. And for each of the stacks it's a different type of reward, and I've lined them up. So the first one is discount codes, designing the phone wallpaper, this is for video calls, this is for podcasts, this is for the exclusive video, this is for the live stream, and then this is for the self-care box, so that's every other month. And so under each there are different tasks depending on what each one is for, and some stacks are bigger than others depending on how many different types of tasks are under each. And then at the bottom I have put my 2 different goals, the 4 projects. So this is project 1, project 2, project 3 and project 4, and I've split them into stacks depending on the month. So these 3 projects span 2 months and this one spans 3. You will have seen in my previous videos why I split it like that, and then all the tasks for each month are underneath in the order that I plan to complete them in. That's the same with all these tasks, they're in the stacks in the order that I plan to complete them in. So once I peel one off, then it will reveal the next action. So if I have a look here, I know that I've started a couple of things. So I'm working on this, so that would peel off there, that would go in the in progress column. And the same with this one, this one's actually done now, so I can put that in my done pile, and everything else is now ready to be moved across into the in progress when I start working on it. So that's really exciting. You'll see I put the dates up here that this spans, so the 13th of December to the 12th of March, and then probably around a month before I'll start planning out for the next 90 days in terms of these things, not in terms of my projects of course. And I'll start to think about what post-its and what content, etc. I need to get up on the board. So that's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you did, consider liking and subscribing if you're not a subscriber already so that you don't miss any new content. And I will see you again in 2 days' time for another video. Bye!